for our last week of Marriage in Quarantine, and I hope that you've enjoyed it. I hope you've gotten to do all of the last 3, but if you haven't, they're on our website, so if you want to go back and do those at any time, they're there. I hope this has been a blessing to you. This week, we are talking about balance. Right now, more than ever, we probably need to be talking about how are we meeting each other's needs, whether that is time together, time apart, time with friends, time alone. It's all so much more complicated than it used to be because of the quarantine and this pandemic, where some of us aren't leaving our homes, so it's really hard to hang out with friends or to get alone time when there's so many other people in our home, and even to get quality couple time if you have children. So I know this is a complicated topic, and I know this is going to take more than just a little bit of discussion, but I want to open up the communication lines, if you haven't already, with your spouse to begin to say, how can I meet my needs along with meeting your needs in the middle of this? And keep a healthy marriage, because having balance helps for a healthy marriage. You know, couples need couple time. They need time to go on dates. They need like quarterly escapes. They need hobbies. They need things to look forward to. And that's important, and it's harder to do right now. Bible study classes, ways you're going to grow in your walk with the Lord. All of that is important. But couples also need that time where they are either hanging out with friends or they're alone. Some things that you could be doing, maybe personal hobbies, virtual men's and women's Bible studies, exercise, even like a virtual cocktail night or game night with your friends, male, like your girlfriends, or with your guy friends if you're guys, just to be able to get that outlet that you need, that you haven't probably been able to get lately and that you're missing. When we don't get these, we get stressed, we get more anxious, we get more frustrated, we expect more out of our spouse than they can oftentimes give us, emotionally and mentally. So it's really important for us to figure out what that balance is. Some people I know are even getting a babysitter, even though there's some danger to that. They're taking a little bit of a risk and getting somebody to come stay at the house for a few hours, somebody they know that they feel comfortable with, that isn't out and about hanging out with people, that's pretty quarantined themselves. You have to decide what's best for you. For my family, we've even added like 2 other families that we are interacting with and letting our kids hang out together. We know that they're not doing other things, so that's helping us to know that they're trying to be as safe as they possibly can. We're trying to be as safe as we possibly can, so the risk is very low for our kids to hang out with each other. But in the process of that, when my kids are with them, it's giving me and it's giving Andy a break. When my kids are with us and their kids are with us, it's giving them a break. Sometimes just having your kids entertained where you're not entertaining them because they have a friend can make all the difference. So get creative. I have one other person who was telling me that she calls it her pod. They've got 3 or 4 families, and they've got little bitties, but they're having time where they can get together and just feel like they have some community. So you do what you can that you feel comfortable with, but have these conversations, figure out what is best for you and what you need. The reality is, it depends on the personality, how much this pandemic has affected you. For some people who are introverts, I've had them literally tell me they love it. They felt like this was like a nice little break from life, and they're actually feeling even better than they used to. And then I've got the extroverts who are telling me that they're about to pull their hair out and they're losing their minds. So hopefully most of us are in the middle of all of that, but I know that there are some of us on the extremes. And in some households, when one person is an introvert and one person is an extrovert, you've got people who have very different needs when it comes to this idea of balance with couple time, family time, individual time, all of those things. So I need you to have some conversations about that. So what I've done is I've come up with some good questions that will help you to just talk about it. Figure out how maybe to start meeting some of your needs. You might not be able to meet them all because I know that life is complicated right now. But try to start taking some steps to meet the needs that each other has. Okay, your first question, which I want to remind you again, that 20 to 40 minutes on these questions. The rest of the time, if you have time, spend some quality time together, or take that alone time if that's what you decide that you need. But definitely don't spend hours on these questions. I don't think that's healthy for you. So either way, let me give you the questions. The first question is, share each of your specific needs when it comes to couple time, alone time, and friend time. The second one is, how do each of you feel like you are doing to meet your needs when it comes to couple time, alone time, and social friend time? How has COVID affected this? So that question, I didn't read it well, but pretty much, how are your needs being met right now during the COVID season, and how has COVID affected it? The third one is, if there is an area that needs improvement, what are some ways you can begin to prioritize this so you have a healthier balance? And here I say, get creative. Especially with COVID, the reality is you're going to have to get creative. Talk about how you can help one another meet those needs. The fourth one is, individually come up with a list of things each of you would like to do as a couple and alone. So this is important for you to begin to really think through what it would look like. What do you really need, and how can you put these needs into practice in a realistic way? So each of you make your own list of things that you want to do as a couple, of things that you want to do alone, of things that maybe you want to do with your friends. Make that list, come up with a bunch of ideas, and then what I want you to do is, the last question is, come together and discuss your list. Figure out ways, hopefully some of them are really practical for this quarantine pandemic, and figure out ways to put them on the calendar. Go ahead and do that now, today, while you're having your discussion. Put those on the calendar so that you can begin to kind of find the balance that you maybe have lost because of everything that's been going on. I know this is hard and I know it's complicated, but I appreciate you walking through this journey with me and taking the time to have these conversations. Once again, as I've expressed in other videos, if you need help, if you need somebody to talk through as a couple, please feel free to contact me. We can Zoom, we can talk on the phone, whatever you want to do, but don't weather this alone. If it comes down to things that you just cannot get past and you're stumped, feel free to let me know. There's other people that I can connect you with to talk to. We don't want you to feel alone. And that's part of why we did this whole study about encouraging you to be intentional in your marriage, but also to just tell you that you're not alone and that we're here for you.